Slot Car News, sponsored by LEB Hobbies, your specialist in home and hobby slot car racing. Hey everybody, yes, it is Friday again, and we got lots of slot car news for you. We're going to start off with Race Track Scenics and interesting new, I guess you'd call it kind of a leaderboard sign with sponsors. Different sponsors they've shown it with are, there's Hoosier, there's Coke, there's Pepsi. I'm sure they'll do this in other versions as well, or well, maybe not, but regardless, this is a pretty interesting sign because you'll be able to, looks like, change the numbers for the positions of the car numbers of the leader. Regardless, it'd be a cool kind of interactive little sign that you can change to kind of suit your needs. I like it a lot. And there you go, little Racetrack Scenics to start us off this week. We have some interesting Scale Auto news. They have a Callaway Corvette, the Whelen racing car that they're showing. This looks absolutely amazing. I had the privilege of seeing the Callaway, the Whelen car, the actual car at Watkins Glen one year. Beautiful car, and this one looks like it's frankly doing it justice. So another new awesome, I guess you'd call it a GT3 car, even though I think the Callaways were GT2, but regardless, great car to add to your field of GT race cars. Awesome stuff. Speaking of GT race cars, new NSRs that have just dropped, two different McLarens, different, technically different liveries on these cars, or well, different numbers anyway. These cars come in both, these are the McLaren 720Ss, by the way. As you can see, these cars come in both angle winder and sidewinder. Both of these would be in stock now at, or going to be soon in stock at your favorite NSR dealer. Very awesome stuff. The Ford Mark IVs, not the GT40. I was corrected about that. Thank you very much. Three versions of, well, technically an inaccurate livery on the car, but whatever. These look fantastic. Three martinis. Hey now. Sounds like a good time. Three martini versions of the Ford Mark IV. These cars are particularly good in endurance racing. I forget where mine is. I have one of these somewhere, and I had raced it a little bit at the club that I used to race at, and boy, they're fast cars. Three more cool liveries of this car have shown up. There you go. Check those out. We have some awesome Area 71 news as well. They have, in addition to this awesome looking Bizzarini with really, really nice detail, they'll be doing this, I believe, in 132 and 124 scale, which would be really great to see that in 124 scale. They have a whole bunch of, I guess you'd call them trackside kind of accessories that you see here. There are there's like a hydraulic lift. There's open and closed tool chests. There is a shipping container, and I mean, it's interesting thing, and a trackside barrier, forgot to mention that. Interesting to see them kind of branching out away from just cars. I think this is really great that they're doing that. And then, you know, if you have this kind of trackside stuff, you really don't have to worry too much about pre-finishing before you give it a good spray. So you'd be able to make, I mean, the containers are pretty cool. Now I know another company or two had made containers, but these are definitely awesome. And frankly, the more the merrier with the hobby, as we all probably would agree, I would hope. Regardless, really, really cool stuff coming this week from a variety of different people. Skelectric has been showing a bunch of new cars on their social media. You should check them out. And I believe Carrera had, and I think I mentioned this last week, but as well, Carrera has a whole bunch of new cars that have shown up. They had sent me a couple, and they have some restocks on track, that sort of thing. So, you know, right before summer, technically right before summer, we've gotten a nice resupply on a bunch of Carrera stuff. That's really, really cool. come back after the racing and show news, and I'll have a bit of a different editorial for you. Hey everybody, welcome back. Organized racing. We sort of have it in this hobby, but not really the way some other hobbies do, and certainly not the way that online gaming does. Now, hold on a minute. I know that online gaming gets the blame for maybe taking kids away from slot cars, which I think, I've mentioned this before, is the furthest thing from the truth, quite frankly. They do a much better job of making the experience more immersive. They have a wider variety in online gaming of not only different types of games, but giving you rules, giving you sounds, giving you different experiences that the toy companies, in this case slot car companies, really haven't tried as hard to do. Now, having said that, I just talked about a whole bunch of track scenery stuff. That's kind of what I'm talking about. We really don't have enough of that in the hobby. We really don't have enough of this kind of immersive experience going on. One of the things that can add to this immersive experience is some kind of league play, right? Some kind of organized race, some kind of organized competition. One of the ways that online gaming does this is there are leagues. Now, I was checking out the link to the league that you see here, and they do some really incredible stuff. There is a year-long season of play. There are, especially for the next season, there are paid spots that you can get if you qualify for this league, the UEL. There is like a whole range of things you can participate in, not only competitions, but various kinds of real events where it's like trade shows basically. There's a whole lot of things that this league does that really kind of ups the game as far as I don't know, kind of supporting and fleshing out a little more of that hobby, which I think slot cars could frankly learn from. There are various slot car events that happen around the country, but it's not really an organized kind of a thing. I'm going to be doing a little deeper dive on this topic, on this specific league, in a video a little later this week, because I really think it's worth noting that this kind of thing could be translated to slot cars, and regardless, the idea of league gaming, I think it's absolutely great. I do some online games. None of the titles that they have in this league are titles that I do, which, that's perfectly fine. I do World of Tanks and DayZ, but it seems to me that as slot cars kind of grow back into, starting to grow back into maybe a little more of a mainstream hobby. I mean, certainly Carrera has, by their account, and I do believe them, they have had a really great last couple of years with sales. That would probably most likely be sales to the mass market that gets, a lot of exposure to slot cars for families, that sort of thing. And I definitely think at some point there needs to start being some kind of regular national competitions. I had done a few national competitions. I'd set them up when I was with Carrera, but truth be told, they're not truly national. It's a hard thing to fly people, basically. It's super expensive to get people to fly, or to fly people to one race from somewhere around the U.S. Definitely going to take a lot of work, but I really do think that this type of idea, that this league that you see the screenshots for here, this could be replicated for slots. And as slot cars kind of mature in this country, I really think this needs to be tried, at least. A bit of a different editorial, I know, but in any case, I like to branch out, folks. Thanks very much for watching Slot Car News this week. I won't be able to do a live stream on Sunday. The baseball team that I'm the photographer for, has their media day on Sunday. We have a big day planned of stuff. So I'm super excited about that. I do plan on doing some more slot car videos this upcoming week, including a video about this latest Slot It that was just released today. The new version of the GT3 Nismo Skyline. Or sorry, it's not a Skyline. It's an R35. It's the GT3 car. It is the updated version with a lower center of gravity. It is, I believe the chassis has been reworked in some way. Well, I know the chassis has been reworked. Regardless, this Nissan is an absolutely beautiful car. I do plan on doing a video about this. Check out LED Hobbies for a photo or two of this car coming very soon, as well as the Slot It page. I will have a photo on the Slot It Facebook page as well. Thank you very much, folks. See you all next week.